All right, so here's our agenda. That was our welcome. We're gonna do our around the room warm up. That shouldn't take more than 10 minutes. Then I'll give you a more detailed overview of the Whitney Bank Financial Sense program. That's the part on the computers. Then I'll introduce our guest speakers who are actually here. These are real life bankers from Whitney Bank to share with you about their careers. Then we'll be doing some class discussion and an activity, and we'll spend the last 5 minutes or so wrapping up. Sound like a good way to spend our class period before the long weekend? Yeah, okay. So here's our warm-up. I want to know your name and your favorite university. All right, so I'd start. I'm Megan Greenberg, and I am a very proud graduate. I am colonial from the George Washington University. Anyone know where that is? In Washington, D.C., yes, named after our first president. I'm also a part-time grad student. I work full-time during the day and at night. I'm getting a master's degree at the University of Houston. So I have two favorite universities. So if you have two favorites, that's okay too. So why don't we start over here? Will you tell us your name? And it could be a school you already like, maybe it's a school you want to go to, a school you'd like to visit someday. Anything. Jenny? Favorite university? She doesn't know. Maybe you could pick one local, like U of H. Well, you cover my backpack. So. How about you?
My name's Fatima, and NYU.
NYU, which stands for
New York.
New York University. That's from my neck of the woods. Very good. How about you?
My name is Kirk, and I'd like to go to Harvard.
Harvard. Awesome. Anyone been to Boston? That's my sister. It's a great school. All right. How about you?
My name is Gabby, and I would like to go to school or NYU.
Excellent. So you have two choices. Very good. How about you?
My name's Daniela, and I like this movie.
U of A. So University of Arkansas. Very cool. Well, you have time to pick a favorite. You're only in 9th grade, but good to start thinking about. Texas A&M.
Atta
Excellent. All right, do we have an A&M graduate here? All right, how about you?
Oh, boy.
Excellent. All right.
My name is Brianna, and I want to go to Grambling State University.
Where's that?
Louisiana.
I'm showing that I'm from the East Coast because I don't really know too many schools in this area yet. But I'm learning. How about you?
My name is Keith, I want to go to the University of Southern California.
Excellent. USC. All right. Texas A&M. Another Texas A&M.
Atta boy.
All right.
Yeah,
All right, Stephanie.
I'm gonna have fun in this class.
Two Briannas. Okay. That'll make it easy. I'm going to try to remember your names to that because you'll see me back here.
Grambling State University.
All right.
Houston, I want to go to St. Louis.
Sam Houston. All right.
My name is George, and I want to go to Houston, University of Houston.
University of Houston. Very cool.
My name is Garibaldi, and I would like to go to the University of Texas.
At Austin.
Yeah.
All right.
My name is Chris Carter, and I would like to go to Texas A&M.
My name is Joe Warren, and I would like to go to the University of Houston.
All right. So this is some great ways. And how about you, Mr. Whitaker? Do you have a favorite university?
Well, I graduated from Texas Southern University. I have a master's from Belhaven University, which is MBA. I have a master's of accounting from Prairie View University, and I'm currently in my PhD.
Smart guy. Very cool. All right, so without further ado, hopefully you all will get to, where you went to school, but any preference? If you'll go to the next, did either of you send me slides? No. Okay.
Sent you a question, but.
Just the, okay, yeah, so, yeah. Do you want to tell us your names first, your favorite university, and then?
Sure. My name is Lee Murphy, and my favorite university, with majority of you all, is Texas A&M. I graduated from there back in 1973, probably before some of your parents were even born.
Thank you. And your favorite university?
Dwayne Sandifer. I graduated from Sam Houston State University in 1985.
Wonderful. All right, so before they get to the, what's next? Before we get to the, main event here, I'd just like to share with you a little bit more what you're going to be starting next week, if you haven't already. Did any of them log in
They
yet?
haven't started.
Okay, but you may have created logins.
No, they have already started.
Oh, they have started. Awesome. What did you guys think so far? You got a chance to go to everfi.com? Yeah, all right. So you may have already seen some of this, but basically you're going to go through starting whatever you did this week, and then for the next, few weeks of the semester, you're going to be completing 9 different modules. Each module is about 45 minutes that teach you all the different topics you see here. Anyone remember which ones you may have started already? Did anyone start savings or banking? Yeah. Okay, so you know that you start with a quick little pre-quiz, then you get to go through the activities, right? We have students in 9th grade all the way up till 12th grade who use this program. And actually it's considered a certification. So when you finish, you'll get a certificate, and that's something that you can put on your resume, that you can talk about if you're applying to any jobs, internships, any special programs, or one day when you apply to college, all these colleges you told me about. This is a 6 to 8 hour personal finance certification. I won't show you the video since you've already gotten a chance to probably see the intro when you logged in, but you'll recognize some of those screenshots. It should keep your attention. They're not just slides like you're going to see today, right? But you get to hear the video, it talks to you, you're going to be doing a lot of clicking and dragging, playing games, and hopefully this is something that you'll use not just now, but for many years to come, and things that you can think about when you deal with your own money. So important stuff. Any questions about EverFi or Whitney Bank, who sponsored this for your school? All right, then we'll get started with the main part of today's lesson. So everyone's going to get a handout, and you can start by putting your name and your class period at the top, and we'll read through the instructions together. You'll need a pen or pencil.
Hand out these pencils. They don't have any.
Yes, you can. Someone should have something, but you can't.
There's no. They haven't been sharpened or anything.
And we have prizes for you today, too. Everybody gets a Whitney Bank pencil. I don't know if they have little sharpeners to use it yet, but. Excellent. So, name and class period at the top. And do I have a volunteer that'd like to read the instructions out loud? Thank you, Fatima, right? No, Daniela, sorry. You're, okay, I'm messing it up. Go ahead, Daniela, thank you.
To facilitate student participation and engagement during the class visit, students should record the answers on the second note page as the guest speaker presents and as the class discusses each question.
All right, so you'll see you have this chart across the top. When our guest speakers reintroduce themselves, you're going to want to put their name. They'll tell you what their current job or title is. You'll fill that in the box. Hopefully we'll hear from them what degrees they hold, if they have any licenses or certifications. You'll fill that in there. And as they talk to you about their careers, I'd like you to capture 3 to 5 details that you learn about them, about their careers, in the last box. Questions? So how many speakers do we have? 2. So how many rows are we going to fill out? 2. Very good. And then we'll pause. You'll have a second. You'll write down at least one question. And you can do that even while they're talking. If you think of a question to ask, you'll write down at least one at the bottom for each speaker, and you'll get a chance to ask those. All right, and then with whatever remaining time we have, we'll flip it over. We have some discussion questions on the back. We'll see if we have time for that. I really want them to share and for you to learn about their careers in finance first. Sound good? All right. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I wanted to show you these pictures. Remember I said how you'll get a certificate? So hopefully you'll see these folks back, myself will come back. When you do finish the online portion and you get your certificates, we'll do a fun certification ceremony where we usually bring, you know, food and drink. You'll get your certificate, make it a special classroom ceremony. So I just wanted to show you, those are from last semester. All right.
Oh.
So whoever wants to go first. Nate unfortunately couldn't join us just yet, so we have, I guess Dwayne, you're gonna go?
No, he's not.
No, okay, you'll go first. And those are just some of the
I'll just read off some of that
time.
stuff.
Yep, there you go.
Megan, thank you very much. Again, my name is Lee Murphy with Whitney Bank. Mr. Whitaker, thank you for having us here today.
You're welcome.
Kiddos, it sounds like you all already have a step ahead of other folks, already thinking about different types of universities. And with that, let me just give you two little thoughts real quick. One of them is personal responsibility. It is up to you to move forward, to go as far as how far you want to go. The other part of it is go with your GPA. Because right now is the beginning of high school. This is where they start checking on your GPA, and it's going to take you all the way through the middle of your senior year. So if you're doing good now and making those good grades, then you're going to be able to get into these universities that you're talking about. Again, my name is Lee Murphy. I'm with Whitney Bank. I'm a vice president in commercial lending. I have attended, my high school was Spring Branch High School when I graduated from there back in 1969, and I guarantee you it was a whole lot easier getting into school then than it is for you all today. We would walk into classes without the badges and without checking the belts and everything, but it was a whole lot easier back then. Graduated from Texas A&M with a degree in finance. And with a degree in finance, it gave me the opportunity to select where I might want to go. I started off in accounting, and like Mr. Whitaker, I guess I heard earlier, you know, I decided I didn't want to just push the pencil all day long and check what was happening with different companies and their accounting and things of that nature. So I got into the finance side of it. And what the finance side provided me, and then what banking provided me, was being able to do something different almost every day. We lend money. The money that we lend comes from the deposits that you as individuals or companies might make to the bank. With those deposits, I'm able to lend out money to different companies that effectively keep, and banking is part of the economic wheel that keeps the country going, the city going, and the areas going. Because we lend money to different companies that will go out and invest either in purchasing real estate, to build a building, to house their businesses, that also allows them to buy equipment. They hire people to come in, and then they're able to make payroll for these folks. So that's what the banks do. Is we're out there lending this money to these companies, and we expect them to pay back. There are going to be some companies that you lend money to that may not get approvals because they're not watching what's going on within their particular business. They're spending too much money. They're not making enough money to be able to support the employees that they have. They're not making enough money to be able to pay back the debt. So there's different things that go with that. I started off in my career as a management trainee back in 1973. We didn't have all the branch banking that you have today. Every bank stood on its own. So I started off in a management training program where I was at one time a drive-in teller, I then worked as a lobby teller. I then worked in the collection department, loan department, and eventually became a loan officer. And my first job as a loan officer was pretty much on the retail side, where I would lend money to individuals that wanted to buy a car, or they wanted to do home improvements, put a swimming pool in their backyard, or needed some money for their kids' college education. Those are the types of retail loans. And I gradually moved up over a period of time into the commercial side, where I was lending money to the companies to, again, buy equipment, buy real estate, and finance their accounts receivables. I came to Whitney Bank, probably just over a year ago. So I've been with Whitney a year and a half. The reason is because I was with another bank